believe that. I can't believe that. This is gonna be fucking awesome. Tell him, Steve Dave.
My first girlfriend's dead. Like my first real girlfriend.
This is a non sequitur, but yeah, all right.
Yeah, the first girlfriend that like I was a real girlfriend that like I dated for any appreciable amount of time.
Right.
She was really fucking angry. Like, and I'm talking like she was 16, 17, and she would get super pissed. She would explode. Like her mom and her were always fucking butting heads. There were times when I'd be like over the house and then they would just start fist fighting and shit. And I was just like, it was basically like, if like she came over to my house and it was me and Edgar fucking tussling, it was the
which
same
isn't
thing.
out of line, right?
Right, yeah. I'm like, I can totally identify with this. But she told me that when she was young, like her mom was a prostitute and an alcoholic.
Ooh.
This is what she said. Cause she used to live in New York, and then somehow her mom met this guy and they lived in Highlands. Really nice guy. I used to hang out with him like quite a bit. We'd go out to dinner and shit, like without those two.
At what age?
They,
Are you hanging out with such an older man, though?
I was probably 17.
How old is this dude?
He was old. He was probably like almost 50, like in his 50s or something.
Why are we hanging out with
He
him?
made me feel good about myself. He was always giving me advice about the business world.
Okay.
Like not trusting people and shit, and everyone's an asshole, basically.
He's dating a
Never
alcoholic prostitute.
Never married a prostitute.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, he was married to her at the time. I'm assuming he knew, but maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe that's meant.
But there was even a stretch like when she was a senior in high school and I had graduated, but I was still dating her like in the very beginning of senior year. She moved out of her house for a week and lived in a woman's shelter. That's how much her mom and her would fight. And you wouldn't know that her mom, like if it were true, she was an alcoholic prostitute because she like fucking arrogant bitch, put on airs and shit, like acted like she was, upper crusty and shit and had always been.
I hate alcoholic prostitutes like that.
Tricky that way.
Yeah, you never know when you're gonna get one.
That was the first girl who cheated on me. That was the girl who like made it so I was like I couldn't trust anybody because I was like actually nice. I was like loyal and shit, you know, and cheated on me, and I wasn't accustomed to that kind of shit. I was like, it was the first time it ever happened, so I was like, even at that later age, I guess I just turned 17. I was like, holy shit. After that, it's just like, it's one of those things where I'm like, why did we continue to date for so long? Because it was like, then I cheated on her to get her back, but didn't tell her, so where's the punishment there? Like I would,
Just a self-victory, I guess.
Right, yeah. It went back and forth like that a little bit until we broke up. And we broke up, and I don't know why her mom thought that we had just banged once and it was recently, but I guess she told her mom like me and Brian broke up, and I went over to the house because I had to get something, like I had something there, and she starts screaming at me. She was like, I don't know who you think you are. You can just fuck my daughter and drop her like that. You fucking piece of shit and blah, blah, blah. Like starts fucking dressing me down.
She wanted you to pay her, I guess.
And either alcohol or currency. And Hartsgrove was with me, our friend Hartsgrove, and he's like wide-eyed, like, what the fuck's going on? And I yelled back at her. I said, just so you know, I've been fucking her for 2 years under your roof. She's like, shut up, you little son of a bitch, And that was the end of that. But then I saw her years and years later, and she told me that the girl had gotten engaged and then broke the engagement and kept the ring, sold it, and went on a cruise.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and she's like, Bev, or, I'll block out that name. I'll be like, blank.
You didn't say her last name.
Yeah, that's true. And then I found out from another friend that, she she was married, living down in Virginia or something, a couple of kids, and got into a one-person car accident. I don't know if she fell asleep at the wheel or whatever, but like smashed into a telephone pole.
How'd you feel when you heard that?
I didn't really feel anything because it had been so long. And it just seems like those times you're like, it seems like a different lifetime or like a movie that you watched, It doesn't really feel like it happened to you. Though I can remember so many specific instances, most bad, of that relationship. Should I have had that's awful. And, that's terrible.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have either.
Yeah.
It's long. It was a time that book was closed.
Yeah, and it just seems like it's a different person that she's talking about. It's like the person that I knew didn't have kids and a husband.
She died the day she fucking broke your heart.
Right, yeah. If she had stayed with me, probably she never would have lived in Virginia. She'd be living in Pam and Edgar's. Nice and safe. She wouldn't have a car.
That could be like a fucking greeting card, right?
What?
She died the day she broke your heart.
Mm-hmm.
But who are you sending the card to? She's dead.
That's true.
I can send it to her. I can send it to her family.
Her husband?
Send it to yourself.
Her kids.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
It happens. What are you going to do?
Don't fuck with my Twitter fucking following right now.
You're right.
She also, not that many people know. And at the time I was, it didn't even, like, what a fucking idiot I was when I think back. I mean, I'm an idiot now, but like even back then, I guess that's when, just like when did my bad feelings start? This is when my idiocy, like as early as I can
Whenever
remember.
you're in the now moment, you always think this is your best moment in the now moment.
Really?
Like you always think you're smarter than the now moment.
Oh, then I was in the past?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, everybody does that.
She used to go to summer camp every year. Like that first summer, like, we started dating in the school year, probably, I guess it was like November, December, somewhere around there. So we had been dating for quite a while by the time summer rolled around, and she went to a summer camp in New York for the whole summer. And,
What grade?
11th
Who the fuck goes to camp at
grade,
that?
and I was a senior. Well, she was a counselor. She was like a counselor.
she was working there.
She used to go as a camper or whatever.
How
And
long
then-
is summer camp? 2 weeks? Or is it more
No,
than months?
this was like 2 months. She was
What a
gone.
fucking weird experience that must be.
Yeah.
I always thought that your parents must have hated you to ship you off that long.
Like send you
it's
to boarding
weird.
school or send you to summer camp or
Because who the fuck knows what's going on out there?
It's got to be like a real cold relationship, I would have to think, to get sent away. That's the way
like I said,
when
they're
saw
fucking
movies.
scrapping every time I go over there and fucking the husband's hanging out with me instead of his wife.
I can't even imagine sending my kids away for the whole summer and being like, see ya.
Yeah, like
It
why?
would just like,
Oh
it'd be
my
like
God,
awful.
yeah.
And unless they were happy to go, then it would even be more awful. If they were happy to go.
Yeah, you're like, you don't want to be around me that bad?
Yeah. I would love to do it now.
Go to summer camp.
Oh,
for
now I would love to go,
You can
yeah.
get a job. You know,
fucking
so.
Quinn. I know. Oh, you're ready for the summer.
I mean, really, how would it be great for you?
The next
now?
True TV hit, Quinn goes to summer camp.
Whoa. Don't- I'm writing that down. Hold on.
Nobody steal that.
Yeah, nobody steal that fucking idea.
There was a level of idiocy because, like I said, she went to summer camp every year. And this is when I first found out she cheated. For some reason, she told my sister, or very early in the summer, and my sister never told me. I guess she didn't want me to feel bad and didn't know that she would eventually tell me. So the whole summer, I was fucking like writing letters and shit and like marking days off a calendar like a real douche. Like,
over a music montage video.
oh, really, man? Like it ends with
Planting
fucking
roses. These will bloom by the time she gets home.
the music montage ends with me fucking like looking longingly into a drummer's eyes, accepting a fucking drumstick and shit. But she comes back and into the school year, probably like a month into the school year, she's like, I'm pregnant.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right. And I'm just like, no
We're
fucking
gonna-
frame of reference
we're
for
gonna name it
something
Edgar.
like that. Right. It's Edgar Jr. You gotta pretend my dad raped you.
Wait a minute, you thought it was yours, I assume, right?
I did think that. And like, it's weird. Like when I think back, 17, kids probably would do it today with no problem. But back then I thought of myself as sort of resourceful to like get the money up, go to the clinic, which was over in Freehold, and, get the thing done, bring her home,
Right.
like set her up in bed, make sure she's okay and that kind of shit.
Right.
And for the longest time, it never occurred to me that it wasn't mine. Like even
Why wouldn't you, though?
because she was like, I cheated. Like I was with other people. She never was like, I fucked them. But I don't know, like in my mind, like maybe it was denial, but I was just like, they must have just made out, right? How horrible.
Yeah, that's it.
So wait a minute. So you're saying you never once crossed your mind? Did I ask her? Did she ever come out and say it wasn't, or are you just saying you think it might be now, but you never got confirmation?
I never got confirmation,
Did she say this was yours?
she told me that was the case, but so, I mean, she's a liar, obviously. Yeah. So who knows?
It very well could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the moment special. Assume it was your kid you killed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just keep it special.
So let's see. So that would have been 26 years ago.
This always freaks me out when you do this math.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah,
What
it
would that
does.
kid be,
26-year-old Edgar Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sitting at the podcast table with us.
He'd be the
More
difference.
successful and shit, probably.
Yeah. You and I were in Key once, and you did that math.
Yeah.
And we were drinking, and I remember being like, I was like, could you imagine like you stayed with her? Like you had the kid and you stayed with her, how different your life would be. And then you were like, yeah, she's dead too. 2 people had to die so that I could have the life I have today. And me and you laughed for like 5 minutes. And then we were like, wow, that was awful. But it was fucking really funny, man.
Whose idea was it to we can't have this kid?
It was, I suggested it because I just assumed that that's the way it would be. And she agreed at first readily, but then as like time went on, it was, I don't know if she wasn't religious, neither was I. So it wasn't based on that, but she was like, well, maybe I should keep it. And it's like, it was those moments where I'm like, oh, yeah, like that pit in my stomach. Even at that age, it's like, it would have been a huge deal to be like, Pam, Edgar. Nope.
Pam, Edgar, what?
I got a girl pregnant, it's like.
You're afraid you're getting in trouble with your dad and mom?
Well, of course. I mean, I got fucking in trouble for coming in at 11 o'clock at night. Brian, you're fucking me. That would have been huge.
Fucking me. Yeah. Wait a minute, though.
No.
That's
fucking
the
her.
least of your problems, though, at that point, though.
Right, I'm not saying it was my primary concern, but I'm like.
But it was on the list.
Sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you got a girl pregnant in high school, you think your mom would be like, oh, another bundle of joy. It's
I
like.
would have been disappointed, but I would never be fear that I would be in trouble.
You get grounded. You're not allowed to take care of your kid. It didn't occur to me for the longest time, though, that I may have paid for some other cocksucker's abortion.
That's rough.
And then there was a second time where she said she was like, I'm pregnant. But then I don't know why she lied, though. She just made it up.
To stay with her?
After that?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know if it was mine
was this
or not.
Like an era before like TV that you didn't know that shit like that could happen. Like
I was like Carrie White, where they're like, plug it up. I'm like, where do babies come from? Where is it? I was going to shoot a stork out of the sky and shit. That girl never find out.
Stand a guard over her when that stork comes. We'll blow it to fucking bits.
Blow the stork away and the girl never find out.
We'll run away together. He'll never find us, that bird.
Stay on the run for the rest of our lives.
I fucking hit her in a fucking underground fucking bunker and shit so the stork wouldn't find her. No, I mean, obviously I knew the way things worked, but I did. That was that. God, what a fucking idiot I was, man.
The end of Bry's innocence.
Mm-hmm.
The abortion.
The cheating, the abortion. That's probably what turned me. Then the next year, it's so weird because like I once I found out she cheated on me, it's like I started cheating on her like crazy with all sorts of different girls. But we still we're like, we should get married. And Pam, I remember Pam bringing me to I'm fucking like, I just turned 18, bringing me to a jewelry store and like being like, that's the ring I should get her. And like, we're going to get engaged. And my uncle Minor, my Edgar's brother was like, are you fucking crazy?
Really? Minor stepped in?
Yeah. Well, he got married young. Yeah. I think any guy who got married real young
is like, don't get married.
Is like, yeah, you have no idea. But the arrogance of youth, man, like you always are just like, wow, it was you. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'm in love.
Mm-hmm. This is a fucking love like no other. You got to understand. We weathered an abortion and fucking a year solid of cheating without telling each other.
We know it's right.
Yeah. You better not tell Edgar I'm getting married.
Didn't your mom, you told me once your mom was like, you should get married so your grandmother could be here for it.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't with her though. That was with another girl. Yeah. I should get married because,
and you were like, what the
Gertie
fuck?
would like to see me get married before she died. My grandma went on to live another fucking 15 years after that.
Could you imagine?
Still lived to see it.
God, yeah, she still lived to see it, but she never complained about it. She was never like, I want to see you get married.
I'm sure her aches and pains fucking over
your social life.
Her desire to see her grandson married.
She's like, I can't breathe on my own. I'm sick of waiting for this motherfucker to fucking pop a question. I'm about to sell actually the Johnson Diamond because I was engaged.
Are you selling your sperm?
Once. No, not that. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
girls will be clamoring for that. Yeah. I feel like maybe I could sell it to Quinn after his Maroon 5 story. No, because I was engaged to Jill,
right?
A girl who's now a friend of mine, veterinarian who I turned. Yeah, I'm fucking really off the mark on a lot of shit, huh?
What do you mean?
I'm a lesbian. I'm fucking.
He doesn't know that.
I'm dating her for years. And it's so much so that I'm like, we're gonna get married.
Yeah, you might be.
You were still, maybe it wasn't the end of innocence. Maybe you still are innocent.
I'm innocent to to this day. Got her the ring. She never wore it.
There's got to be some jeweler out there who's listening to Steve Dave who won't fuck you over.
Yeah, if you're a jewelry guy,
Yeah.
email me. Tell him Steve Dave 37. Subject Johnson Diamond. In quotes, not sperm. So that'll be going up soon.
On eBay.
On eBay. I also fucking had the foresight to fucking get an unpopular cut, like a marquee cut.
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking asshole I am. This is also a certified blood diamond, so I have that going for it.
Smuggled here in someone's asshole.
Johnson's diamond. It's like the fucking buying the fucking Hope diamond that fucking cursed everybody.